Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Renzo. Today I'm going to paint Monica Veloci. Let me just put my limits here. Here, this is going to be the top of the canvas. This is going to be the bottom. Okay, I'm going to start just making a sketch with white paint. I'm going to use the Zorn palette, titanium white, yellow ochre, cadmium red hue, and ivory black. I'm going to sketch with just white. This is going to be the position of the face. Okay, I always prefer start with straight lines because it's easy to calculate the angle of the lines, the center line, and for the lines for the eyes. For this center line, I prefer to do this. Take a brush. I'll do this, and the same for the lines. This line, the lines of the eyes. Okay. Now the eyebrows, nose, mouth. The image, there is a link in the description of the video where you can download the image. Okay. I have this. And even in this stage, I am squinting my eyes just to try to see here the position of the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Okay, here's the jaw. Okay. Okay. Now let's start by mixing some colors first. I'm going to start with these hug brushes. Okay. We have a really, this is a very limited palette. It's kind of easy to work with this palette. It's really, very useful for skin colors. I'm gonna mix yellow ochre, red, white, and black. You gotta be careful with the black, okay? You see, I just added a little bit more, too much, and the color is already too gray. Now another brush, I'm gonna make the same mixture, but this one is going to be darker. I'm not aiming to get exactly skin color right now. I just want us get close to a color, but first I'm just thinking this color has to be a little bit darker than the color that's going to be here, and a little bit grayer. I don't need a really intense color first, because on top of this, I'm planning to put more, let's say, orangey colors or yellowish colors or more intense colors if I have to. Let's see what happens. Now I use the darker color. Always squinting, I always squinting my eyes and trying to see the difference between light and shadows. This image is kind of difficult. But anyway, if you squint your eyes, or if you can just take the image and darken the image, and you're using your cell phone, in this way you can, in order to see the differences between the lights and the darks, that would be very useful. Okay, now, I mean, for painting the forehead, I'm just trying to see this shape. Okay. The eye is going to be around here and the other eye here. Nose and mouth. A little bit up. Okay. Now I'm going to use this round brush and this one. These are usually my brushes are synthetics. This is number 6. Both of them are round brushes. I'm going to prepare a darker color. Just mixing ivory black and cameo red hue, a touch of ochre. Okay, and now here I'm going to do the same. In this way I have these 2 brushes, one with a lighter color and one with a darker color. I'm going to use this as a pencil. Okay. I'm squinting my eyes as I'm trying to see the face. And with this one, let's say I make a drawing, but it's gonna be like an abstract drawing with no precision. And with this one, I start just to make it more precise drawing. Hello, Cornelia. Hello, Thurman. Thank you for being here. Okay. Now I'm gonna paint the hair. I haven't used any solvent. Now for the hair, I'm going to use some linseed oil. I have linseed oil and I have mixed it with turpentine. Hello, Steve. Thank you. I'm squinting my eyes and I'm still trying to see it. Let's say I'm trying to see like I'm treating that this painting like he was a sculpture. As soon as I start seeing more the form, I start just to refine it. And squinting my eyes, and at the same time my eyes just move from the image to the painting so fast. Okay, you gotta do it sometimes just like this, so fast. Sometimes I find myself just making a brush strokes here when I'm watching the image. While I'm watching the image, because I try to move my eyes just like this, and sometimes I just lost. Let's say that's usually what happened to me right now. I see the nose. I put my brush here. I move my eyes to the image. I see the nose, and watching the image, I just drop the brush stroke. I just lay down the paint. And because I'm doing so fast, and then usually it's not correct, and with the other brush, I move it. But that's a way that is starting to, let's say, building up all the features. Now to make the iris, I just tracing a line just like this, and trying to find points of coincidence. Let's say between maybe the corner of the mouth or here in the middle of the nose, something, anything that can help it to with the position of the eyes. I do all the time. Do does I do that all the time. Sorry, and always just thinking about this angle, this triangle here. Okay, that triangle is really important. You gotta pay attention to that this triangle here in the between the nose and the eyes. You can measure this. I mean, from the best is to have an image the same size of the painting. This way you can measure more precisely. I usually have this image. To be honest, if you have seen my videos, I always say that I don't look at that image that much. Just at the beginning, just by doing this, is because too close to the painting, and that's what I want, something really close. But usually I see the image in my computer, in my screen, which is really big because I have a big screen here, and then it's easier for me to see details. Okay. What I always do at the beginning is just I put the highlights on the eyes. Just for me, just for compare. I mean, this is we usually do this at the end of the painting. But for me, just to compare. You know that I use this like a, let's say like I don't know, like a hammer and nail here. I put this here, and then I have a way to trace a line from here to here. That's what I'm doing here. That's what I do here, and the same here. I mean, it doesn't matter if you started the drawing tracing or using a projector or a grid or whatever you want. I really advise you to use this, the triangulation, these angles, all of that, because we know that when we start just applying paint to our drawing, everything starts just to move from the original position. I'm gonna mix some red into this mixture. I'm squinting my eyes and starting to see her face. Okay. I think that from here I can start just applying more painting. Because I'm squinting my eyes, I see. I mean, it's not perfect, like, but I feel that from here I'm gonna be able to just move maybe the nose a little bit up or down, but the mouth, maybe the mouth has to be tilted more to the right. Okay, but I need already to start to apply more paint. Okay, now that you have this, you can add a lighter value here. I was forgetting this step. Before applying more paint, you do this. I mean, you make a lighter value and go looking for the lights. Okay, what's that color? I mean, it has to be it doesn't have to be a stronger color, a saturated color. It has to be a very mute color. Angela, good morning, Angela. Well, here is afternoon. Okay. Let's say that I have the lights that are going to blend. Blending for me is obviously when I want a soft surface, I do this, but at the same time is kind of, let's say, blur the image a little bit, kind of erased a little bit what I have done and squint my eyes and try to compare again. And then I go again to make corrections. To move the image a little bit. Okay, now again, I'm going to use smaller brushes, number 0. If you have seen my channel, like I think you are, I mean you are, you know that I repeat the same process again and again. For me, is like a recipe, a formula, let's say a formula. And I used to try to do this automatically in this way. I don't think too much about this. I just go directly to this. And I pay attention to the feature of the face, the eye, nose, and mouth. Okay. Again, let's draw again. First, I don't see just the eye. I'm watching all this shape. And here was the same. All this shape. Okay, I think it's kind of okay. Now I'm going to start just adding more paint. Okay. It's always about mixing these four colors. Just maybe for just the highlights. You're not gonna use the black. Even at the beginning, just in a small portion, we always use all of them. Just be careful if you just grab too much black. You see what happens. If that happens, you gotta go back with more red, more ochre, and more white. I'm going with a mute color. Remember, I don't try to look for directly the skin color because I mean, I'm thinking about this. I'm gonna do it now just to show you. Remember all the reddish parts of the face. Here, 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 and here. I mean, the only way that you can see this reddish parts of the face is that the color that of the skin is not that strong. If the color is so strong, I mean saturated, like so orangey, then when you apply those, I mean, you're not gonna be able to see then, or maybe all of the colors of the face are gonna be more orangey. I mean, it's not always the same. And we make some changes to this because we face painting usually different in the skin colors. And you know, the skin color, you're gonna start with a simple formula like mixing an orange. But definitely, I mean, that's not the only way to do it because the skin color is about how is the light that's hitting the face. If the light is so warm or cool or a neutral light, and how much contrast does it have? I mean, you can pre-mix a gray if you want, in case you're afraid of taking too much of the black. That's what I did this. I spread out the color in this way. I don't take that much of this of here. It's too strong. I need to add more black, more white. making a new color, a new value between these two. Okay, I'm going to blend. I just blend for a few seconds and I clean out the brush. Now I'm going to add more color, some reddish here to the face. Let me look for here. Preparing a reddish version of this color. I'm moving the mixture, okay? I'm not just mixing right here, I'm just taking a portion and mix here. And then from this one, I make another mixture. Hello, stop now. I saw you change your Patreon tier. Thank you so much. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the same with this mixture. Don't go on top of this. I mean, I'm just taking, I'm mixing just in one side because it's just like taking a little bit of this and adding the camion red. More. Now you gotta be careful here because this value is different from this value. Okay, I mean the red is it's like this palette is a lighter color, it's a little bit darker, more darker and more darker. If you add this, you're gonna have a darker version, a reddish darker version. In order to put this value to the same level, you have to add white. Okay. Thank you, Sadna. Really, thank you. Okay, now here. Now she has makeup. Anyway, you know that we gotta go a little bit warmer, reddish on the upper eyelid and the lower eyelid. Sometimes, I mean, this thing about the reddish part of the face are very subtle. But if you see the old paintings of the old masters, you're gonna find that this sometimes it's very noticeable, sometimes it's very subtle. But definitely you're gonna find this pattern of colors. Go back here. Now I gotta go back to draw the face again. Okay. Okay, where are my brushes? I think I have like 50 brushes here, maybe more than 50. And sometimes just got misconfused. Okay, here they are. Okay. Hello, you. Okay. Okay, let's go again. Oh, hello, Carton. Hello, Renzo. No being critical, but does the red chick need to come out a little bit more? Maybe. Who knows? Okay, thank you. I'm gonna take a note. I'm gonna check that out. Thank you. don't go dark with this all the way through. I mean the upper eyelid. That here is where it's close to the tear duct is more reddish. They say browny reddish color. You can add black if you want pure black just to this portion because of the eyelashes and because of the makeup. Anytime that I see her eyes, I feel that I cannot hide anything to her. She has a look like she's like I don't know, very strong look. Okay, now let's move to the nose. These brushes are very useful, but you can see this are very cheap. It's like $1 a package of six. But this really, and I mean, that's the more useful for me. Even that they don't have, they say, a longer life because are cheap. Anyway, I mean, if something is useful for you, that's okay. And in a few time, it's just I have this, and you know that I use these brushes for blending are the same. Okay, now let's go continue. I mean, Okay, now let's go to the nose. Sorry, I was drinking coffee. Don't go dark here. Don't apply a black. Okay, if you go with a brownish reddish, that's okay. You don't need to. I mean, because I see so many times we go like, I mean, we try to copy exactly this, and this is really dark. What I do is I go and start to darken in that part just a little by little. Okay, let's add light here. Then I'm going to use these smaller brushes that I have for blending. Just go softly, just on the air. Okay, the mouth. Don't get caught up in some part, okay? You always move. Right now, I just wanted to go back to the eyes, but no, I mean, I gotta follow my own rules from the top to the bottom, and then I go back. For me, it's just everything is just like I concentrate just here. I don't see the eyes. Then I go, I see the eyes, the nose, the mouth. and I start making more corrections and more corrections. And of course, I gotta check out all. I mean, the face as a whole, the portrait as a whole, uh, not just little by little. That's why one of the reasons that I don't finish any of the parts just from the beginning. I just go step by step. Okay, eyes are probably the hardest part. Yes, definitely. The eyes are always the most difficult part of the face. Yes, the proportions uh, without measuring. Okay. Yes, the proportion doesn't have to be exact. Yeah, yeah, I mean, we can always measure. You gotta have a mirror always. I mean, a mirror is a really great tool to compare. Uh, okay, you're trying to fix a paint the proportions. Okay, that's perfect. What helps a lot with this is about doing exercises. I don't know if you have seen those faces sculptures that are made of planes, different planes. I don't know the name in English. Sorry, but I just practice with that faces a lot, with those sculptures a lot. It was so difficult. It was something so difficult. I mean, you gotta be very precise with the angles of the planes, and it was just building a puzzle. But to be honest, that was always my, I don't know, my weakness. I couldn't get it right. Maybe not once, not the right way that I wanted to be. But at the same time, it was a great exercise because you learn just to see angles, 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 and if you move an angle just a little bit, all the rest just move. And you lost everything. That's a really great exercise. Look for those images of those sculptures. I practice. I mean, when I was a student, I did practice with those faces maybe for 3 months, drawing them daily. I mean, that thing about drawing daily, it was part of myself because I just didn't want to give up. Just the idea that that was something that was that I couldn't make it right. It's not like something that I just. I mean, I'm not like a perfectionist or not nothing like that. But I mean, it was something like sometimes you get frustrated because you see something that you think is kind of easy, and that's. I mean, I still remember drawing those faces. I don't practice them anymore, but I think at that time it was a really great exercise. And I keep that until today. I mean, the way that I start drawing just by angles, that's the same. that came from those years of practicing drawing those faces, those sculptures. I hope you know what I'm talking about because I don't know the name in English. Okay, I'm going to blend again. Now I gotta go back to the neck. I'm using the same brush that I use for the hair. Okay, I gotta go back now to the eyes. Again, let me step away a little bit. I think I need to paint more of the hair. Okay, Sapna, thank you. Thank you so much. Angela, thank you. Jaime, how to create volume on a face? Okay, and the first thing that we start to, let's say, to paint in order to create volume is a sphere. We practice with that until uh, we understand how any spherical object works when it's hitting for any light from any direction, and we gotta keep that in mind. And every time that I'm facing a face, I know, let's say here on the border, it doesn't matter if I don't see that there's darker here. I go a little bit darker on the border. Just almost nothing, it gotta be a little bit darker because this is something wrong that is turning back, okay? And then I gotta do that, even if I don't see that, because I'm just following the logic of that I'm painting something that have a spherical shape, spherical form, and that's I mean, I was a teacher for 1 year in the School of Art here in my country, and the students of the first year, we put them to draw and paint spheres, cylinders, squares for 1 year. It seems too much, but that's the idea. The idea is because of that amount of practice, they start just thinking about that. Every time that they face something spherical, it's like it's being, let's say, I don't know how to say it. It's been just recorded in their brain the way that they have to just face any spherical object because they have done that for 1 year. It's always a good. I mean, it's to practice. Uh, I mean, nobody wants to draw or paint spheres or cylinders or squares because that's so boring. It's boring for anyone, for me, for anyone. I remember when I was a student, the first thing that they put me to draw and paint was spheres, cylinders, squares. It was so boring because I mean, I was already drawing and painting with watercolor. That's the first thing. That's the first approach to painting. Is drawing and watercolor. And they put me to draw and paint that. It was so boring. I mean, but we need to practice that. The way that we have, let's say, to practice that without practicing exactly that, that means practicing painting still lifes. When you paint an apple, you're practicing painting something spherical. When you paint something, an apple, or anything like that, any object, a cup or glove, because of the folding, all of that. That's a really nice practice. Oh, where are you located? Yes, I'm here. I'm in Peru, Latin America, Peru, South America. Here right now is okay. Here, time is 5 p.m. Okay, you're in Toronto at the same time. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to the ice. Okay. Now what I gotta do is start just working the volume on every section because you can see that it's kind of flat. The ice, all of this is flat. And because I started with a color that was kind of a little bit darker than the skin color and a little bit more mute than the skin color, now I'm gonna be able to add a lighter color. And if I want a more, let's say, reddish, pinkish, or orangey color, it depends of this on the skin color. Let's say I can go with more pinky color. Okay, and then on top of this, I start building more and more light. But if I started the first layer with, let's say, a lighter color, right now this I should go with to the opposite direction. I mean, I should be darkening the image. It's not wrong or right. It's just about making maybe things easier for us. With this brush, I'm applying the paint. With this brush, I'm blending. Very dark. I mean, this portion of the sclera is a little bit lighter. I'm going to mix black and white just a little bit. And I'm going to put on top of this color. Okay. Now let's go to the other eye, the same. I'm going to add light here and here. Since the light is coming from here, this portion of the face should be lighter than this portion of the face. Okay, now let's go leaving behind the forehead. I'm gonna go and apply this light here. Okay, now more light here. I'm squinting my eyes and trying to see all the strong lights. Okay, I can see the lights here, 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 here. Okay. Now I gotta go to the nose again. I think it's too strong, this color. I'm going to tone down with this. Don't go so sharp with the edge of the upper lip. Even if you see the upper lip like the edge of the upper lip is sharp, I mean, it's gonna be better if you just soften a little bit all the edges. Oh, I have a new patron. I want to say thank you to is Rican. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Is Rican. This is he's from Texas, I think, Austin, Texas. And just softening the edges here. Okay, let's blend. Do not blend, just for a few seconds, and then clean the brush like this. Then again, then clean the brush again. It needs more light here, and it needs more shadow here. So I'll be back to that after blending. I'm gonna change the brush for blending because this you need to have if you like to blend the paint, you need to have a lot of brushes for blending, different sizes. Okay, for this portion, I gotta go back to the bigger brush. Then I'm switching to the smaller one. Okay, I need more light here. A lot of light here. I'm taking out a little bit of the paint here, because sometimes when you have too much paint and you're trying to light up a color and you're starting to add more and more and more, and sometimes there is no way to light up the color. And I prefer just to take out the paint and then I go again. And if it still is not working, I just take my palette knife and take out the paint, and I apply a lighter color again, a lighter value again. I'm gonna step back a little bit. Give me 1 minute just to check out everything. Okay, now again, I gotta go back to paint the eyes again, then the nose, and then the mouth. I thought she had black eyes. Oh, and now in the image is the kind of ochre brown eyes. Okay. Thank you, Sapna. Okay. And adding just pure ochre. Always remember, don't leave any sharp edges. The only place that I think that we can leave really sharp edges around the eyes, and not always. I mean, sometimes eyes. It depends. I mean, if you go with a more painterly approach, I mean, you want you want to make more noticeable the brush strokes. Then in that case, the whole painting has something like some softness that is amazing. I love those kind of paintings. Squinting my eyes, trying to see all those value differences, and trying to. I mean, you can see this was so maybe too dark and softening because I feel like her face is something like I feel like if I touch it or if I make any facial expression a little bit maybe stronger, darker, just a little bit, it change her face. It makes her more older or make her more. Oh no, it changed her expression. I feel that way. I'm not so sure, but I mean because if you go darker with this line here, definitely it's gonna change her expression. And she has this line of expression here, but she doesn't have it here. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has it, but it's not that clear. Okay, I'm looking for all of that, and here she has. You can see this little shadow here. Sí, aquí. Sí, okay. Sorry, it was my son. Okay. Now I'm gonna pay attention here because in those small portions there are variations between light and shadow and mid-tones. And right now that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for always at the end all those variations, subtle changes. You can see here, I'm squinting my eyes and I see here there's light. That's really important. I mean, this thing. I mean, if you go too light here, let's say, you change the lightness. I mean, all the measure could be really perfect, but if you just put the values, I mean, let's say that you make some mistake with the values, that affects the likeness. Sí. Oh, estoy ocupado ahora. Ya, ya, pide. Sí, media hora. No, 40 minutos. Sorry again, my son, he's asking me for. He wants to ask for food delivery. He wants pizza. I gotta go so subtle. I can tell that she's older than that she, and that's just it's about just these little values. Okay, we gotta be careful when we have a face just like hers. Like it could change so easily. You see here, and the idea is to make it soften. But if I go too soft with this, I'm gonna start just losing the volume. I'm using this same brush for blending, and I'm just taking a little bit of painting on the tip of the brush, and at the same time that I'm putting the painting and just blending. I'm going to do the same with this color, just to soften this. Okay, now here I need more light here and here. Okay. At some point, I can maintain. I can keep the order just from top to bottom. That I try to keep that order just working from top to bottom, from the eyes, nose, mouth. Just at the end is just I gotta go everywhere because I start just looking everywhere for maybe some value changes, all of that, some mistake, and then I jump here and then I jump here. Okay, what I'm doing now is at the same time I'm kind of moving, pushing and pulling the paint. Let's say here, I'm just moving the paint from here, pushing this shadow. Okay. I'm gonna take this red. This is the more closest that I get to make a glaze. I feel like that, I was glazing. You can see that because I'm just applying the oil colors, very soft color. And again and again. Now you can feel the difference between these reds, and because of the first layer that the color was mute, was really a gray down color. Now you can see this portion like greens. I don't know if you can feel it. I mean, so there are, it looks there are some greens, some gray greens, yes, all everywhere. And I mean, at the beginning it doesn't look like any gray at all. But right now, because of the contrast with the reddish part of the face, you can see like there are some greens, some grayish colors. Okay, I'm gonna paint the hair. I'm gonna paint her hair. I mean, I'm pretty sure that she has a really black hair. And for the light, this gray color is going to work perfectly. Okay, let me change the background. Okay, now I need to add more light to this clearance. And the tear duct, I didn't do anything for the tear duct. Okay, I need to take a picture and see if the values are okay. Give me a minute, please. I know that this image has more light than the painting, but I don't want to go like to this like this is I mean these lights are more like I mean this is a photo, yeah, it's different. I mean I want just to feel like it's something that says soft. It doesn't have that kind of shiny like a photograph, but at the same time I keep trying to keep the volume, trying to keep the values right, trying to keep the likeness. I mean, give me a minute, please. I'm gonna take the image, take a picture. I'm not going to compare it. So what I'm doing right now, I took the picture. I take out. I'm taking out the color, just leaving black and white, and then comparing both. Okay, and I'm trying to see if the values are okay. And I see some mistakes here. I mean, this is what we do when we squint our eyes. But this thing about squinting our eyes has some limit. I mean, it has a limit. We don't. I mean, that's kind of impossible to see some values. That's why we need to use technology. Yes, I have Photoshop, and what I do in Photoshop, I take up the color, and I'm able to see some when something is wrong. Like right now here, I see that this light has to be more strong, and you gotta go down. Yes, I mean, what else? I mean, I'm seeing right now this side of the left side of the lower lip have to be darker. What else? I need more light on the forehead. Oh, okay, I think that's it. Okay, now I'm going to I'm back to my normal image. Now that I see what I need to do, okay, now I'm gonna go more light here. Maybe one day I would be able to show you what I do in Photoshop. I mean, if you don't have Photoshop, you can use any app on your phone. I mean, my daughter, she has an app that she does a lot of things on her phone with the images. It's amazing. Okay, so where else I mean, where else I saw the chin? Okay, the shadow on the, okay. A little bit more. And if you don't want to use Photoshop, you want to stick to, let's say, to the old ways to, I mean, to try to find the mistakes, that would be the mirror. That's the best option. A normal mirror and a black mirror. I used to I used them a lot. I mean, a long time ago. Right now, it's kind of difficult just to deal with using a mirror. I mean, I can use a mirror when I'm painting just alone. Yes, that's different. But painting here for, I mean, doing the live stream and trying to use a mirror, that would be really difficult. But because I have the camera just in front of me, that would be for me impossible to have like a really straight front view. The view from the mirror that would be distorted. It's gonna have some distortion. I mean, it's not gonna be helpful for me. Okay, Sapna, I was going to say this looks like there's more of a shadow on the side of the mouth. Okay, let me check out. Okay, you mean here maybe? Okay. I'm going to check out. First, I just want to soften this shadow. Okay. Okay, let's see what can I do here. Okay. You're telling me under the jaw. Okay, let me check out. Okay, I'm going to paint the neck because I leave it without doing anything. Okay, Steve. Okay, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to soften this because I feel like this make her older. Okay, it has a shadow, a stronger shadow here. But I think I'm not gonna. I mean, I think that's okay this way. I mean, let me try a little bit, maybe. Just where's my brush? Okay, here it is. Okay. Okay. Sapna, you were right about the shadow. I think that's okay. No. I don't know why this just gave me a lot of problems. I still feel that I can make something more here. I'm gonna move in this way you can see her neck. Okay, I think that's okay, yes. Mhm. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure that there are more things over here, over there that I gotta just be looking for. But right now, I feel okay with the painting. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done. Okay, okay. Oh no. This thing about looking these midtones, the subtle midtones, is just it could take me a lot of time. Okay. Oh, Sapna, how many paintbrushes have you used? Let me. I have it here. Like, oh no, maybe 15. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 8. See, almost 15 brushes. Yes, all of these ones. Yes, there are almost 15. Yeah, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, almost 15 brushes. I have a small table here where I put the brushes. This is a small portion. I have like 50 brushes on this table. I mean, I just keep some of them that I haven't used them for a while. I gotta just keep maybe separate some of them that I'm not using lately. Even I have this big huge brush. This one is for blending, but I'm gonna use this one. Okay, I think I'm done. No, thank you so much for being here. I just would like to see a little bit more in the mistake, anything, but I'm not able to see more. Okay, I just found this. Okay, maybe I need to move the hair more a little bit to the right. Okay, that's it, I think. To be honest, that's the most difficult part always, just to know when to finish a painting. Okay, the pizza just arrived. I gotta go out. Was a good time. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that you be here with me. Thank you, Sapna. Thank you, all of you. Steve, Jaime, Marian. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna choose an image for tomorrow demonstration. I don't know yet what to paint. Okay, hope you like it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. See you. Take care. Bye.